Yellowstone is famous for its geysers and stunning forests, but there's been one persistent problem since the 1940s. The quaking aspens within the park couldn't grow past adorable knee-high nubs. But in recent years, these little trees have made a big comeback. And it turns out, wolves deserve most of the credit. For decades, young aspen trees in Yellowstone National Park couldn't grow beyond waist height because elk ate the small new shoots before they ever had a chance to grow. While it's easy to blame it on the elk, if we're being honest, it comes down to humans being stupid. I feel like I say that a lot in these videos. Wolves once roamed from the Arctic to Mexico, but were mostly wiped out in the US by the early 1900s due to habitat loss and extermination programs implemented by the federal government. Over the ensuing years, there were some not so great changes to the ecosystem. The elk population exploded due to having no natural predators. That in itself doesn't sound so bad, but that's just where it starts. Elk love to eat, and depending on their size, an adult elk can eat anywhere from 15 to 24 pounds of food per day. Same girl. In this case, browsing refers to animals like elk eating from trees or shrubs, or eating the actual trees and shrubs themselves. Those little tender aspen shoots, the elk would give them a Michelin star if they could. And what happens when aspens go away? So do the songbirds, the beavers, and even fish. Not to mention the soil erosion and loss of other predators like foxes. It took a few decades for people to catch on that getting rid of wolves was kinda bad. But eventually they realized that maybe wolves were important to the ecosystem after all. Weird, right? Since wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone in 1995, ecologists have seen elk behavior change. The elk have moved farther north, with fewer staying in areas where quaking aspens are concentrated. In 43% of studied aspen stands, there are now young trees between 2 and 4 inches thick at chest height. This growth equals a 152-fold increase since the late 1990s. Aspen saplings that grow above 6.5 feet are much less likely to be eaten by elk. The more open aspen canopy allows light to reach the ground, boosting plant and animal life underneath. Healthier aspen and willow habitats attract more insects, which in turn feed fish, amphibians, and birds. More plant diversity helps stabilize soil and reduce erosion during heavy rain and runoff. The restoration of wolves has triggered a chain reaction that reshapes the landscape, both physically and biologically. If browsing remains moderate and fire continues to clear away old conifers, aspen forests could expand even more. Overall, Yellowstone's aspen forests are finally seeing new growth, and young trees are replacing old ones after decades of decline.